Hey everybody, welcome to Behind the MasterMinds.
Yeah.
Very exciting. We are with Diorama Games today. Diorama.
Whatever. Yeah.
Potato. Where's everyone joining us today? Type in your country. Let us know where you're logging in from. We'd love to know where everyone's from.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very excited. And for any new viewers to our show, we just discovered you just discovered the best show. Well, we just discovered the best show to provide for you on Earth. Because on this show, not only will you win free prizes, solve puzzles, you also meet the heroes behind the games you all love so much. And this is Behind the MasterMinds. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Cece, and together we are co-founders of ESCAPETHEROOMers. Boss, thank you to myself. And today you will be joining us on episode 67 of Behind the MasterMinds, where we're going to welcome our guest all the way from Netherlands.
Woohoo!
Hi.
Yeah, you're like, that's me.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Nice. I love a little cheeky. I feel like I need some colors. Like he has really nice
Yeah, you got like a rose thing going on. Like.
It's pretty late. It's I feel like I'm
or he's already started drinking.
He started thinking drink without us. I think that's what happened.
It's all off screen. Nobody gets to know.
Well, before we start introducing the creator, we wanted to do a quick.
We do have a prize. We do have a prize to get.
Mm-hmm,
and
who wants to win a deck of mysterious ENIGMAS puzzle hunt playing cards? Whoa! Okay. So you guys can't judge this playing card by the deck size, like it's that tiny, but wow, a lot of play time. That's all I have to say.
Don't be fooled by the size of the deck of cards. There's a lot to follow. All right, who wants to win? Who wants to win? Who wants to win? I'm not gonna start the drum roll until you guys let me know who wants to win. Who wants to win? I want to win.
Oh,
I'll play it again. Right? No, okay. Here we go. Okay, the lucky winner is. Who is it?
Nicole Phillips.
Nicole Phillips. Congratulations. Yay. All right. Oh, we got some a little bit laggy. Yeah.
Karen won a lot already.
Yeah, Karen, and also Gemma Phillamy last week, and I think.
Oh my goodness. That was
she's been back to back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So, are
you ready?
Now, let's introduce our special guest of the day, the founder of Diorama Games, Ruud.
Very good.
I'm waiting for the approval. You might think this is a new company and a new game creator, but you probably already played a game or two from him, as he was also the creator of Puzzelpost.
Yeah, only if you're speak Dutch and you're in the Netherlands, probably.
Yeah, I'm so glad we're able to finally get a taste of what he has to offer. Mm-hmm. Their tagline is stories to explore, and that's precisely what they try to create. Fictional worlds so full of detail that you'll want to dive in and investigate. Mm-hmm. To borrow a term from Punch Drunk, every item is touch real and every puzzle fits into the narrative neatly. All of their previous games have been in Dutch only, like she just said, but they will finally be launching their first English game soon. So let's give a for that. Yes. All right.
Yay. And this is what we're going to be talking about today. Right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have one over there because I don't have one.
That is fine. We are all prepared.
Beautiful packaging, by the way. This
Dossier.
is this is really, really nice.
I love this. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the game, without spoilers, of course. Where do you draw your inspiration from?
Oh, right. Well, I feel like those are two separate questions, but that's fine. I'm just going to answer both.
Together.
Let's talk about the game first. The Vandermist Dossier is, it was supposed to just be a translation of our original, most popular game in Dutch, but, translated to English. But then when we started, redesigning some stuff, because there were a couple of language-dependent puzzles, so there was a little bit of redesign needed. And then when I really got into that, I just got completely carried away, and it basically became a full redesign. So I feel kind of like it's a completely new game. And it's set in the 1970s in a village in the Netherlands. There's a girl. She's like an amateur sleuth. Like she has a case that she's trying to solve, but she then disappears herself. And now it's 40 years later, and her sister is still the only person who feels like she might be alive somewhere, and she needs your help. So that's the theme of the game.
Mm-hmm. And it's all we can tell you.
Yeah. No spoilers.
Well, I could tell a little bit about. I know what. Oh shit! Sorry, my mic. I'm not really used to using a mic. About the kind of gameplay that it has. I don't really know what I am supposed to say about that actually.
Here we go. There's so much. I want.
It's very cryptic about what he's about to say.
Yeah. So I mean, like, just for inspiration-wise, would you say like what percentage was it from the old game that you took over?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I basically redesigned every puzzle, but most of it was kind of subtle.
Okay.
There were, I think, 1 or 2 puzzles that basically disappeared or were replaced practically, and 1 or 2 puzzles that were added. And other than that, I was a lot more inspired about the theme. Like the first time I made this game, like it was the first game I made in this industry, and I was pretty much going for old stuff. Now it all looked convincingly old, and I was happy with that. And now I'm a little bit more focused about that kind of stuff. So it's actually like a 1970s Dutch village theme. So it's much more pointed towards that specific time period, and everything that I feel like that makes it a lot more alive and convincing than just a bunch of old stuff, basically.
We're definitely going to talk a little bit about that coming up in the
we got a bunch of fans. And okay, so Krista, yes, she's been hearing some great things about the Vandermist Dossier, and
that's good.
Yeah, and then Karen's gonna go broke soon between Diorama, Post Curious, and Puzzles.
You're not broke yet.
Yeah, it's a good month.
Armchair's here. Hey, it's a triumph. Every component of puzzle is chef's kiss.
Is that a good kiss? I don't know what a chef's kiss is.
And Jillian,
thank you so much.
Such a good game. Love the story.
Nice. All right. Going on with our second question. Since we haven't experienced any of your games before, what would you say the difference or similarity is from what you created this time?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, so I did point on that a little bit, but like structurally, functionally, it's the same kind of game. Okay. Which means, like, one of the things it means is that it is completely offline, apart from the hint system, and like it isn't gated with game rules. You get everything right away, and it's supposed only by solving puzzles you start figuring stuff out. But there's no envelopes that say "Don't open me until," etc. And that was always the case. Like that was like in the original Dutch games. That was the same, and I didn't change any of that. So what really changed is, well, I've seen this game played a lot over the years, and I've learned a lot of new tricks and gotten better at the job, basically. So I improved everything I wanted to improve about the puzzles and the materials, because I really feel like that was a visual upgrade as well. And we worked on the story, and actually Manda Whitney was involved with that, which was awesome. That was like we tried to find an author that could help us do the translation really well, and we had a couple of auditions basically, and there was actually multiple people that I recognized the name of. Like there were people in this world who would love to work on something like that. And in the end, after a couple of pitches and stuff, it was Manda who was connected to the project. And her work was just amazing. It was so great. Like, I had a rough translation first, and then the plan was to just give it to an English author and have them improve it, language-wise. But she did so much more. Like, we worked together to get the plot much more poignant and strong. And we dropped a couple storylines that weren't all that effective, and it made the relationship between the two sisters much better. So that's. So I feel like it's basically improvements all over the board.
Yeah, she's definitely great.
Yeah, shout out to Amanda. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then when you were talking about the props before, as in terms of like beats, like feeling old and whatnot, look at this.
Yeah.
Burnt
paper.
Literally, what else I can show
hold
you.
out the fire.
I'm going to show you too close, but far away maybe.
Or I can do this.
So wrinkled yellow page paper. some stuff slowly revealed, but there seems to be a lot of history that I was just talking about that's been like real research in this game. At times we felt like we were taken back in time with the H files, the newspaper clippings and all that. Is the entire storyline fictional, or are there any truth to some parts?
Oh no, it's all detective and spy story tropes. It's all fictional. There is in the theming, there's a couple of things that are real. Like I did my research in what things used to look like in that period, and like one example that I think I gave before is that the TV schedule in the newspaper was like the actual literal TV schedule of that day. That back then in the Netherlands, because that was easy to find and that was fun to put in, and otherwise I would have had to make it up. But other than that, no, it's all fiction.
Oh,
yeah, I love the storyline. It definitely felt like very cinematic. Like it feels like a movie that we would definitely get wrapped into and pulled into the watch to the end.
Yeah, I mean, with the added on like feel to the props that are made generic like to that era, it does definitely feel like taken back in time for sure. This is one of those games that gave us a lot of surprising moments, which we can't reveal. When we first opened the content, we thought like, hey, that's it. Like there must be some kind of supplemental like materials that we need to do, like online interactive stuff, or like things that we need to do outside, because there's a lot of games, you know, that you need to like do online, or like make phone calls, or like interact with the characters. So we were like, wow, is this it? Like this is probably gonna take us not too long. This always happens.
This always happens.
We're like, we're just gonna like put 30 minutes and then
joke's on you.
Yeah, so that never happens. So what was it always your intention to keep the game offline in terms of play?
Yes, for these games it definitely was. When I first started designing my games, there wasn't really any standard. Like I feel like nowadays it's very much expected most of the time that there is an online component. But back then it was very much like a creative choice that I didn't want that. One of the reasons, of course, that it plays in the 1970s, and I couldn't really find a narrative way that made a lot of sense to have an online component. But also it was it felt very much like a creative challenge for me as a game designer to gate the entire experience without the use of, you know, audio clips or phone numbers or passwords or stuff like that. And like this game got 2 more sequels, and it got increasingly hard to come up with more tricks to make that work. But I feel like that worked out really well, and so there was a big focus actually in like the core design process to get the puzzle ideas that I had to link to each other in a way that like when you solve a puzzle, you both get a little bit of the narrative, and also it gives you a clue as to how to look at one of the other materials and move forward, basically.
Right.
And that's that's just something that I really like to do. So that was very deliberate, but it's not a knock on the alternative at all. Like I think that if after all of this there will be a new game that has nothing to do with this trilogy, there will probably be an online component. There's nothing wrong with it, as long as it's just
but your sequels
a natural part of the narrative.
Right. But your sequels will be kept in that format?
Yeah, this game is completely standalone, but it also has 2 sequels that round it out, a whole trilogy, and that has all been published in Dutch. And those are the same. Those are offline as well.
Oh.
Any chance of translating those?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to. This upcoming Kickstarter has to do well first, and then if it does, I definitely want to do the Kickstarter for the second one.
Well, you guys heard it. You got to support the first Kickstarter.
Yeah, and there's definitely a cliffhanger in there too, in case you wanted more. So.
Yeah. Well, audience, one of you are very, very happy today because you can try out this game for free. Diorama is offering us a copy of their premium pledge level Vandermist Dossier with all special perks. I don't know what that means. All special perks. Just sounds really good.
Well, I haven't announced anything yet. I have a couple of, a bunch of cool stuff lined up, but I haven't really announced what it is.
Well, you're gonna get all of it.
Yeah. You're getting a whole bunch of
Whatever premium means, you're getting it.
You're getting it, including your name somewhere.
Yeah.
That's going to be included in the free shipping. Oh my
I don't
God.
think
How
they're
big
ready
is that?
yet.
Free shipping. That's like a big thing. It's like, what? Free shipping? Okay. Anyways,
Are they ready? I don't think they're ready yet.
Winner. I think they're ready.
They're ready.
What? See?
Yeah, they're premium. Gimme. What? What is this? Oh.
Yeah.
Should we do it? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I think they're ready.
Yeah,
so they're gonna have to type in. I think I see my name on the winner list.
Yes, type in. I think I see my name on the winner list with the exclamation, not a question mark. You gotta be confident.
Yeah, one exclamation, 2, 3. I mean, I don't know if it really does anything, but apparently previously Angela has tested that 3 works better than 1.
She's also tested caps too, right?
So
does caps make
perhaps that does work. That does work.
Wow, Angela's quick. She's the first one. Look at that.
Speed doesn't
and
really
they're off.
Nice. All right, so we're gonna leave it at that.
And then
what?
Is it always around this time? Like there's some like signal frequency coming in? I think we need to. Yeah, Ruud, I'm gonna send something over to you. Let me just.
I was. Okay.
Ready.
Send it over.
Because it was addressed to you, and it was actually addressed to Puzzelpost, but got forwarded to Diorama. So.
Oh, good.
The address is correct now.
I'm glad you made that. You made that effort. Yeah.
And we do know the source. The source came from a creamy box.
Oh.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not easy.
Creamy box. No, I have creamy box. Is awesome and great, and I love it.
All right. Well, he seems to be a fan of yours because he has a cryptic forward for you. Let's take a look.
Okay, great. Hi, Diorama. I hope you're looking forward to a weird riddle I have for you. It's actually a very easy riddle in explaining for me. I don't know if it will be easy to solve, but it's very easy. You just have to tell me what time is it. And if you do that, then you have solved the riddle.
All right, so you have it, right? You're good? Yeah.
I think I'm gonna need a little bit more time with that.
He's like, I only read the what?
All right, well, we're gonna bring that back for you, and we're gonna go through it with you. We'll play it with you. I just wanted to let you know what the package was and how it was sent.
The audience can help too.
Yeah,
I thought we were supposed to make these puzzles approachable, so that people wouldn't embarrass themselves. Well, let's see.
That is not the case.
Well, we'll take a look at that later. We're going to continue on with some questions, but again, one more time, everybody, if you type in the secret phrase, I think I see my name on the winner list, you'll automatically be entered into the raffle for the Vandermist Dossier.
The premium package.
Premium
yeah,
package.
that's
Whatever that is.
Don't forget the premium package. All right, so I love the artwork on the. Can I show a little bit of the town map?
Just a little bit.
So
Yeah,
pretty.
Not too much.
I gotta show this. First of all,
I have it all over my promo shots. Just
shooting box. It's like you win somewhere and then you took back a souvenir with you,
Mm-hmm.
and then you open it and you have this little even cuter. Oh, look at this. See-through. No, just kidding. This is not see-through.
And then you got
Yeah, it is not see-through in the and
look at that. Look how.
Wow. I'll see.
Wait, let me do this.
The blue parts are like the river, just so you know. That's what it's see-through. Anyways, I wanted to ask about the details and everything is amazing. So on all these like aged-looking like documents, do you outsource them or do you have a team that was from like Puzzelpost that originally worked on that and then now they're working on this Kickstarter?
I don't have a team, that's for sure. Like well, it's a little bit complicated. It's a one-man show. There is a second person that I work with a lot, who helped a lot with the original trilogy. And they're very busy with a very incredible immersive theater experience in the Netherlands right now. So basically this year it's me on my own. And when it comes to puzzle and visual design, that's basically all me. But that map in particular was drawn by a very good friend of mine who's an illustrator.
Wow.
Got that all, yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And actually, the map is one of the things that we upgraded. So because I wanted to change a couple of things, he had to do the map, basically all over. Like he could use a couple of elements from the previous one, but still. And this time I did the coloring, so that I have that other. So I had a lot of fun. Like it was like my job for, I think, 3 nights in a row to just, do a coloring page, which was a lot of fun.
Wow.
We learned a little bit about that when our guest came on for the jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah, Holly card and illustration.
So that we saw like coloring, and after you had that, you could do lighting as well. So, but those are like the fun parts, I feel like.
Yeah, coloring that thing was really a lot of fun. Like, and I went way farther with it again than I thought I would, and put in a lot more shading and learned a lot because I did that on the iPad and with a little pen and stuff. And it was so much fun. It's so easy to make something pretty fun with that.
Wow. I wonder what took longer, the coloring or the actual drawing of the map?
Well, including the original drawing that he did like 4 or 5 years ago, that definitely took longer. But because there's a couple of that's not a normal drawing. Like there's a lot of work that went into that. But the coloring took me a couple of nights.
And there's a lot of detail too.
I'm really curious about this. Are you burning stuff at home?
That's good to hear. That it's that convincing. No, I'm not.
Okay.
That's
your fire safely, all that.
Fire extinguisher
He's
next to the puzzles.
Torching stuff every night.
Well, you joke, but like 5 years ago when I made my very first version of this game, like there was like kind of like a 0.5 version of this game before Dutch version that I actually sold, which was now redesigned again. And we made 100 of those original ones. And that actually had driver's licenses that were burnt each by hand, which was fun and ridiculous and unsustainable. So this is, now it's laser cut.
Okay.
So yeah, the laser cut is part of the design.
Did you have to actually like test burn one to get the image of what you want it to look like? And then
I did a lot of burns and scanned those in and made everything work. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
And also, first we had like a, I don't really know what the word is. I don't know if die cut is the right word, or it was, they tried a couple of other techniques to cut this out in the shape that I wanted it, but it was super unconvincing. And just lasering it instead, like at least one of the things that it did is it made sure that the edges of the cut are black on the side instead of pink, which makes it so much more believable. So that was an easy choice.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you don't have a laser cutter at home though.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
It's like everyone's dream.
Yeah, I'd love to have one of those, but those are really expensive. Like I think I'm gonna have a 3D printer first before I get a laser cutter.
He's moving up.
I work with a printer here in the Netherlands, and they do a lot of that kind of handling as well.
Okay.
Got it.
One machine at a time.
Yeah. This is gonna depend on how good this Kickstarter is gonna do, guys. So
yeah,
if you want upgraded stuff.
Well, this Kickstarter is gonna have to do really well before I buy a laser cutter.
So is this your first Kickstarter?
It is my first Kickstarter.
Okay.
I did do a crowdfunding campaign before in the Netherlands for the original version of this game a couple years ago on a different Dutch platform that is very different to work with. But yeah, this is the first Kickstarter, so it's all very exciting and fresh and scary.
So what would you say like has been the most interesting experience so far in this creative process?
Well, that's definitely all the contact with all the people, all the amazing reviewers and stuff in the community. That was so much fun. Like researching them first, making sure that I, could connect the different websites to the different people and stuff like that. Actually gave me a lot of insight. Like I was a silent lurker on the Facebook group, the Puzzle People group, for the longest time. And after finally getting into, seriously making some work here and making a spreadsheet, and it was very cool to finally get to know everyone and see the different styles. And I've made quite a bunch of review copies, And I ended up sending them all out. That's why I don't have anyone left. And it's the contact with everyone. It's just been an amazing experience.
I would say like probably for us as well. When we first started, we're like, wait, are we like the only ones that love this type of stuff and sit at home and do this like on the weekends and not go out? And it's like, wow, there's like a big world out there, and we found
we're not alone. It's not just us.
Yeah,
it's just like us.
Exactly. This comes together with the rebranding to Diorama, like it was Puzzelpost before, and of course focusing on the international market more. In some aspects, it kind of feels like starting over, like I did years ago, because this is, in a sense, a new version of a game that most of my existing audience already knows. So this Kickstarter doesn't attract them very much. Like there's a couple of weirdos that were gonna back it, but most people see it and they're excited for me, but that's it. So I don't really have all that much, strength from my existing audience. So in that case as well, like I'm trying to find this new audience, and it kind of feels like starting over in the bad sense as well. But it's also really cool to have this. This new audience is also very different. Like the Dutch audience from a couple of years ago, when this industry didn't really exist yet, was totally different. Like I started out trying to target escape room fanatics, but very quickly that pivoted towards like basically the same people that buy a lot of books. So that's like women around 50 years old. And they buy it and then gift it to their grown-up children. Like that's, I feel like that was my core audience. And so it was much more casual. And now the people that I'm reaching now are much more engaged and much more fanatic, and they respond a lot more, and they expect a much harder game, or at least, it's cool to be in this new position and, kind of be the newbie again.
Yeah, I'm glad you found, the nest.
Yeah.
I don't even know to say that anymore. You found it. Anyway, so I need to ask about this because I have not found, you were mentioning a little hint in terms of when you're playing the game, what we should be doing, but I have not found all the tabletop mystery references that you were saying that you put into the dossier. So I'm sure there's a lot of audience are watching that might be like lucky enough to get a review copy. So I'm not even sure if you guys found these hidden Easter eggs.
Found your own.
Hasn't anyone found these at all? If there's any like spoilers, we don't want to hear about it. But are there any that you can point out to us? Maybe perhaps one or two?
This is a mistake I made, because I pointed this out to you like in advance of this interview or this show, and then I didn't bother to look them back up myself, and I made this months ago. So I would have to think who actually put in there. I'm sure I put a couple of my Dutch colleagues in there as well.
Okay.
So one of them is a game called Meester 1883 by Stamfol, which is a Dutch game, and it's coming out in English at some point, I believe.
Okay.
And in the newspaper, there's like a tiny personal ad for investigators wanted for historical stuff like that in a village in the Netherlands, which is where that game takes place. I changed the name of one of the characters to be very close to a character in the Rottenmoroi tragedy, which is a very cool Dutch game as well.
So they're mostly Dutch games that you put
No, not at all. That's just where I started off now. The Emmerens Institute from Tale of Ord is in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm not dropping titles of games, like I'm dropping little elements from the game. So you have to have played them and still have them fresh in your mind, otherwise you're not going to recognize them. I'm pretty sure Society of Curiosities is mentioned, not mentioned, but in there.
I feel like I
saw
maybe
a logo.
I think there were about 10 or something. I think it's 10 different games.
Maybe Society. Yeah. All right. So now that you've mentioned it, I have to go replay the game now. This always happens.
I think like a bunch of them are in the personal ads in the newspaper, and a couple are in the yellow papers, yellow pages, I think. And that's
maybe you need to say like how many, so that the Easter egg hunt fanatics.
That's a very good point, and I should have that prepared. I feel like it's like 8 to 10 different games that are referenced.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's, it's not, yeah, sure.
Yeah, Ruud, you're starting some trouble now
On the
because
hunt.
some of the audience is already starting to look and search.
Exactly. That happens. So, I mean, during your spare time, which I'm really surprised I actually have.
If he has any, yeah.
What are some of your other puzzle types of interest? This one really surprised me.
Yeah. Sudoku, yeah. I brought this up, didn't I? Sudoku is like, it's basically the punchline for everyone, complaining about bad escape rooms, right? Like, you're gonna have this pirate theme and then find a Sudoku or something, and of course that's completely legitimate. That's a terrible escape room. But during the pandemic, during the lockdown, I found this YouTube channel that's actually pretty popular by now. It's called Cracking the Cryptic.
Okay.
And they are like the core of this new, extremely creative Sudoku community. Like, Sudokus, they never interested me very much. Like, they are a number puzzle that, like, every Sudoku seems the same, and they can be like 1,000 of them can be generated at once and solved by the same computer in a second or something. But there's an art to them. There's a super active Discord as well for puzzle designers taking the rules of Sudoku and adding twists to them, and then figuring out what kind of interesting stuff you can do with it. And there are some incredibly elegant puzzles with an amazing break-in where you're just staring for 20 minutes and not finding anything, and then there's a new type of logic that you need to realize or something. And then, the actual Sudoku part, the numbers 1 to 9 in columns and stuff, like, I still don't like that very much. Like, I've gotten better at it, but it's like a very great fun, base to build interesting puzzles on. So my favorite videos and puzzles in this community, like, have a very unique break-in with some very interesting new logic. And sometimes you need coloring or whatever. And then at some point you figure all that out, and then you just need to basically, like, finish up the puzzle and do a little bit of Sudoku. Like, that's like, when I'm watching a video, that's usually where I turn off the video because I don't care anymore. But for anyone who really loves, like, a good, elegant, abstract puzzle, Sudokus are not what they used to be. They're very cool. Yeah.
Wow. Maybe it could turn my Sudoku, like, fear away. Like, if I start watching this or doing something. I don't know.
I feel like Sudokus, there's a time and a place, right? It's like you're sitting down and then
I've never seen you do one before at any time or place.
I don't know. I used to do Sudokus. Okay. I treat it the same way as, like, if you were doing a jigsaw puzzle, and I'm talking about, like,
that's like that. It was the same for me. Like, like a standard Sudoku that's generated, like the books with like 1,001 Sudokus in them or something like that. That's just like to turn off. It's a way to just relax, basically.
Right.
So it's a different thing. Like a handmade Sudoku is a different thing. By the way, this is not representative of my game at all. Like, I don't have any that looks like Sudoku.
No Sudoku in his
Although I have designed a couple of Sudokus that I'm happy with, but that's, like, completely besides the point.
Gotcha. No Sudokus in the Vandermist Dossier.
Disclaimer, no. Yeah, that's not in there. So finally, I mean, other than the Vandermist Dossier, what other things are you working on that you can reveal here? I know you have also mentioned something about Blazing Trails.
Yeah, that's. I hope that's still coming up, but that will be in the further future. Like, for now, all the focus goes to the Vandermist Dossier and the Kickstarter and the rebranding and everything that comes with that. And if that is a success, we'll do the sequel. And if that's a success, we'll do the third part.
And then
so that's probably 2022 for you there. Like, that's probably enough for me to fill a whole year with. But yeah, there is another game that's been in the works for ages. That's after the original Dutch trilogy was done. I wanted to do something completely new, and I was extremely ambitious with, like, trying to figure out what this medium was capable of and what kind of storytelling was possible. Because while the Vandermist Dossier and its sequel have a very, kind of a rich and complicated story with a lot of twists and turns, it's still, it's Pulp Fiction, basically. Not the movie, but the type of fiction.
Right.
And I would love to see if this medium is capable of, making you feel. And since starting with that project, I have actually seen a couple of projects. I think, this is not such a unique idea, and I know, like this, like everybody would love to make this work, but it's really hard because the format of a game is really restrictive and very much plot-driven usually, and not so much character-driven. But I would love to do a game that's completely character-driven, and which is also still has an exciting plot. And that was going to be Blazing Trails, and it's about teenagers on a 90s summer camp. And there is a wildfire, and there's a prankster, and there's stuff to figure out. But a lot of it is, finding out who you are and insecurities and stuff like that. And another reason why I'm super excited about the game is because we were going to have some very rich audio aspect to it as well. Like one of the kids has this little recorder, and we wanted to do some, I know people who really know how to make some convincing audio. And we had a Dutch art collective connected to this project, who were just incredible. So we were going to have a look. Like I said, the existing games, I did all the visual design of that, and I know pretty well how to make stuff look old convincingly. But designing something to just be pretty on its own, like we were going to have an art style throughout. It was going to be, it's going to be very beautiful. And I say was because it feels like very far away right now. But the plan still is to pick that project back up when the trilogy is done. Yeah.
So that goes back to if his Kickstarter success.
Yeah. Everyone listening, you have a responsibility here. If you want this stuff to happen, you need it.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, these are all our questions for him today. But if you guys have any questions for Kickstarter, because you're still wanting to understand, or if you have a few questions that before you press that purchase button, then type it in, and we'll definitely get it to him. But now we probably will bring back our Cryptic Forward again.
Yeah, I was afraid that was going to happen.
He's like, no, that's still coming back.
So here's what I'll do. I've managed to convert it, and I'll play it for you so we can watch it together.
Pause in time.
Are we ready? Here we go.
Okay, great. Hi, Diorama. I hope you're looking forward to a weird riddle I have for you. It's actually a very easy riddle in explaining for me. I don't know if it will be easy to solve, but it's very easy. You just have to tell me what time is it.
Okay.
All right. So I freeze the frame for you, and you can still hear us, right?
Good. Okay, let's see.
There's audience. If you have any ideas, also definitely chime in.
Yeah.
Should I just, I'm just gonna see if I can think out loud.
It's kind of blocking. Any way to get rid of that?
Let's see what I can do. Bam.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it's still dark. Sorry, I just made it worse.
You made it bigger, but.
How about that?
What are you trying to do?
I was gonna just let people know that on the left corner one it says 2 o'clock. Is that a 2 o'clock? Can't tell. And then the one on the right is 10. There's a little arrow, and then it points to there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's sets of 2 circles every time.
And if you do that,
2 o'clock. Yeah. Okay.
And the core, the center of each circle is there as well.
Yeah.
Mark, that is not the answer. He said it's time to get help.
So let's
Mark,
see.
I thought you're here for help. What?
Oh wait, I think I'm having an idea. Give me a minute.
Well, that's
that was for the idea.
A little too soon for that.
7:55. Okay. That would be a D, I think.
Okay.
I think I'm seeing letter shapes. That's what I think. So then we have 2 o'clock.
Matthew says it's lunchtime. It's almost dinner time for us.
It's dawn.
Yes!
Yes, that was the answer.
Awesome.
Congratulations, the answer is dawn.
That's so much fun. That's a cool puzzle.
All right, so yes, there is our solution right there for those who want to see
it
how it was
so 6 o'clock
deciphered.
from the left dot. You draw one line straight down, and then 7:55 is the hour hand and the minute hand, and it forms the D, and then the A was given, and then you have the rest.
Yeah. Wow.
Thanks,
All
Ruud.
right.
That's a very cool puzzle. I understand that the A is a tricky one to get. So that was just a
Yeah,
given.
he's like, I'm not making that one. I'm just
Yeah, just screw it.
yeah, exactly. Well, that is actually not the real.
Yeah. Now that was to warm you up.
Yeah, this is going to be fairly. I mean, your game is fairly new, right? So you probably remember a lot of details about it.
There's a lot of details to get. Yeah.
So, well, ready or not, here is our segment,
Which is called
Eat or drink.
Take a Drink. All right. So, Ruud, do you need a drink, or do you have to get one? Do you have one nearby?
I have it right here. You told me to
All
get
right.
some.
Yeah. So you're gonna need that because
Bring it over.
you.
Yeah.
See what
Wait,
you got.
All right.
I knew I was gonna mess up my mic again. Wait. There we
Yeah,
go.
Brendan.
All right, so I'll start off first. I'm revisiting a drink that, especially, it's the
You
weather
need
is
to
still
revisit
really nice
until it's
outside.
gone. That's what
Well, that too. She won't let me get anything new because I have to finish these.
it's hard.
But I actually really like this. This is Lining
Seltzers.
Kugel Spritzen, which is the grapefruit flavor seltzer. Very good, very refreshing, especially
good for the summer.
if you're still having summer weather where you are.
Hopefully he'll finish it before summer, or else it's gonna
So,
go.
Ruud, what do you have to drink in front of you?
I went with wine.
Oh, nice. What kind of red wine is that?
I don't know. It's wine. It's Cabernet Sauvignon.
Oh, very
It
nice.
says so on the label. I don't know a lot
As
about
long
wine.
as he gets drunk, who cares? Yeah.
All right. So the way that we play is we ask you a question. You have 10 seconds from after we ask you to answer the question. If you have it, just raise your hand. I'll stop the timer, and then we'll take your answer. Are you ready?
You know who else is drinking wine? Angela.
Oh, Angela's always drinking wine.
I'm just saying.
I just want to
Cheers.
take a sip right now. I'm just
Cheers
gonna.
together.
Angela, what red wine are you drinking with us? All right. Here we go. We're serious now. Serious.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. What year was the decoding device invited?
Invented. Sorry.
Sorry, this is her writing. Let me back it up. Hold on, straight, serious. What year was the decoding device invented by their dad?
Yeah. I think it's somewhere in during World War II. So I'm gonna say 1942.
Ooh.
That's close.
Yeah, we'll drink together because that was off by 1 year.
Usually you give the off by
It was 41.
The other way.
1943.
Oh, okay. Well,
Cheers.
That's really good.
That was really close. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. Timer is ready to go. Second question for you is, what's the institute's name that Helena works for?
oh, I know that one. That's easy for me.
Good.
Yeah, it's
What
the
you got?
Philomela Institute. She's actually.
You're helping me finish these so I can get
Yeah.
different alcohol brand.
She's actually the founder of the Philomela Institute.
She is.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Philomela is the name of their mother, but that's kind of
Oh.
kind of a secret.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Now I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and we have new intel. Angela's drinking Moscato.
Oh.
Oh, that's a different one, is that?
She's usually with the Reds. She's-
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Our third question is, can you name the animals that were on the town map? I guess I'm volunteering myself. I will drink for each correct one you can name,
I volunteered in.
and you will drink for each wrong one.
For each one I can't name. Okay. Now there's a sheep. There should be a horse.
Wait,
What?
hold on. Did you say sheep already?
Sheep is one,
Yeah.
so I'm
There you
drinking.
go.
That's
and
one.
then you said horse, so you
Oh
drink.
wait, I'll take my time. Let him drink. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. You're drinking for horse, though.
Yeah, there's no horse. Oh well, I didn't do the illustration. I didn't.
Horse.
There's
Any others?
well, then there must be cows, right?
Well,
Yeah.
let's know how many at least. So there's 5. You got 2 so far.
Cows.
Okay, there's 5.
So many animals.
You only get 5 guesses, so that's your that's 3 guesses. 2 are right.
Yeah, what does the audience think?
You got 2 more
I know
guesses.
there's like I don't know if that's one you counted, but there's like a little golden rooster at the top of the church.
No, because is that live? Because it's not
No,
live.
it's not live, but it is.
Yeah.
No.
So is that one of your?
Live
So you're drinking
animals.
for that one, and
Oh,
you
I'm
have one
drinking
more.
for that. I thought it was being clever. Okay.
Yeah, it's being clever though. Yeah.
And you have one more guess, one more animal.
Just one. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, unless.
Well, there's one more guess, but you have
Yeah,
three.
yeah,
more
I
guesses.
know.
Yeah, that's it. There's actually a good amount.
Okay, I'm gonna say that's so weird. I'm gonna say donkey.
You drink.
Yeah, you're so donkey.
The remaining
No.
three animals are deer,
Of course.
swan, and ducks.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. I have them right in front. Yeah, right now I know them. Anyway.
Near the water, ducks and okay.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
next question for you is, how many ducks were in the pond on the town map?
Oh, well, now that we're... Yeah, it's a good that you didn't do those questions in the other
Like
order.
this, you see that? Mhm.
Two.
All right, he's off by
Aw.
one, so we'll drink together.
But okay.
The answer is 3.
He was
Really?
probably thinking that they're like lovers or something, but no, there's actually 3. It's a family.
Stop asking questions about the town map.
About ducks.
That's it for
All
time.
right, no
map.
more about ducks. Ready?
Moving
Number
on from the
5.
map.
There are 5 ducks. No, I'm just kidding. The last question is, there's a playing card on one of the ads on the yellow pages. What card is it, and what's the letter on it?
Queen of Hearts. And the letter, I think, is probably a V.
Finish. Done.
That's
Okay.
because in Dutch, that card has a V on it.
Very good. I am so impressed. This is a, great job. Thank you for playing Think and Drink with us.
Yeah, thanks. It was fun.
Testing you on your own game.
See, this is what happens when you can so tell for people who just created the game, and then people was like, wait, that was like 3 years ago. I don't
It's
remember
still
this.
fresh. Some are still fresh, and some are like, what was the name of the game?
Yeah. Oh
I'm
god.
really glad you didn't ask anything about like street names or anything because there's loads of them in there. So I was really
What
worried.
are the street names?
I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I was so focused on the animals.
That's a
Oh,
good question,
goodness.
though.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you, Ruud, for joining us today. And thank you, audience, for spending a lovely hour on Friday with us, wherever you are in the world. Once again, if you missed the secret phrase to win a copy of the Vandermist Dossier, type in, I think I see my name on the winning list. Oh, that's the winner list. And that's still on there, right?
Yeah.
All right, so remember, if you are typing this phrase on our YouTube comment area after, or if you're watching a post or something, do email us if we don't have your email contact ready, because we have no idea who the YouTube tag name is, and I don't know how to contact you if you win. So you can enter this raffle anytime before episode 69 airs on October 1st. Have you guys found all the secret letters and numbers yet from our episode 50 till now?
She keeps talking about these secret letters and numbers. I have no idea what she's talking about.
They're not supposed to be written or
Yeah, it's not like
Showing on,
an E
like-
on her shirt or.
So you guys better start collecting them soon, because in order to enter for a mega prize raffle, which is 12 episodes of season 1, or a gift card that you can use for the entire season 2 from our sponsor, Mobile Escape Games, you've got to find the answer and enter it. And then we'll have the winner revealed on episode 70.
Yeah.
And then next Friday
Ooh,
is
next
going
one
to be
is,
really exciting,
Yep.
because we're going to have a power duel.
Well, we're actually inviting 2 of our guests from our previous episodes.
They'll be making a return appearance on the show for a project that they're creating together.
Mm.
Rita from Post Curious and Jack from Cryptogram.
Yes, September 24th, next
Woohoo!
Friday, 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Eastern Standard
To
Time.
find out everything about their newest Kickstarter project, The Light in the Mist, a narrative puzzle adventure, a functional tarot card, which is really cool.
Yeah, we're gonna play that with some wine. Yeah, we'll play some wine.
I don't know. She told me it was like 8 hours, so we'll see.
We're not gonna play
And,
that with any wine.
yeah, I
No
was
wine involved at all.
I don't know. And beautiful art projects.
Yeah.
All in
Yeah.
one. You're gonna get everything. But
Like if you're gonna get one game on Kickstarter this month, that's probably the one. That's it.
Aw, well, he's not even.
But get
his
to.
own game. Oh, okay. I was like, oh, yours.
He meant in addition.
Yeah.
In addition to.
Oh my goodness. So Ruud, did you have something though? You
I
want to
think
leave
it's
for that?
time. Like I know you know both of them, so I feel like you might want to send them a care package or some sort of cryptic form.
Yeah, I think I have something for them.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the stage.
I'm going to give you the whole entire screen. You can address them as you know them. And then,
Here we go.
let's see what you have.
All right. So you're seeing me now, right? But there is an image. I'm pretty sure there's an image. When you see this, there should be an image. Like I have this safe, this pretty wooden safe, but the person I got it from wasn't sure what the code was anymore. So he had this note that he wrote down for himself, and all he knew to help me figure out the code was he was sure it was 4 different numbers, and he said, if you don't see it, just give it some space. That's all he said. So I hope you can figure out what the code is.
Okay, real quick, can you just address it to Rita and Jack?
Oh yeah. Hey, Rita and Jack. Should I do that again?
No, I can cut it. It's okay.
Hi.
He's like, I already know them. I don't need to answer.
No. Hi, Rita. Hi, Jack. Here's a puzzle. Have fun.
Have fun. Yeah.
All right, love it.
Nice. By the way, everyone, if you want to find out the answer to that and what the puzzle is, you're going to have to tune in next Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Thanks so much, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Thank
Have a wonderful weekend.
Have a wonderful weekend. And Ruud, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Bye.